Peace and blessings, YouTube family. Hope all is going great with each of you on this fantastic Friday. Certainly, we want to continue to lift up all of our brethren in South Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, of course, as they continue to put their lives back together from the horrific storms over the past 2.5, 3 weeks. And so certainly we do not want to forget, our fellow citizens in any capacity in that regard, right? So we want to continue to lift them and give them good wishes. Hey, family, got a question for you. The universe, once again, right, provided me with what I consider a God tap. Anytime, that there's God places something in my spirit, and I turn on the radio or I turn on the TV or, I'm just talking to somebody or whatever. And then that very thing that God had already touched my spirit with comes up again, right? It's to me, I consider that a God tap, right? And so, sort of following up somewhat from our previous conversation on yesterday, we talked about what's your boiling point, right? What is it that I really could have labeled that in many ways, right? I could have said, what's your boiling point? I could have also asked, and I think I did in some form or fashion inside of that discussion in terms of, how do you preserve your internal peace, right? So, are you that kind of person that just, you're more concerned with just getting along with others? Or do you center yourself on your own truth, right? So, today I want to ask, what's your power? What is when you think about what really moves and motivate you to really thrive in life, right? Whether it doesn't matter if we're talking about on a job, we're just talking about, if you play sports, you go to the gym, academically, if you're in school and you're banging the books out. I mean, when you think of your peak performance, what is that? What does that power look like? And the reason I asked this question, family, is because how logical is it to think that we can fully operate in our power if we don't know what it is, right? If we don't know what our power truly is, how can we fully operate within that to go through life and move through this world in the best way that we're designed to move through it? And so I'm curious about that, right? Because I see often it appears as if so many of us, and I know for any of you, for any of us who have, we were raised and brought up in the church, and if we come from particular communities whereby you were unable to, well, you didn't have an opinion, right? I mean, having an opinion could be very detrimental to your health, right? As a kid, if you come from a certain generation, like I do, where you didn't have, there was no level of self-autonomy involved, right? So whatever dinner was placed on the table, that's what you ate. Wherever the designated trip was, that's where you're going, right? And so you didn't have a level of autonomy of, I don't want that, or I don't want to go there, that sort of a thing. And so of course, what do we do? For many of us who have come through that type of training, raising, rearing, we, for the most part, we raise our children with the same heavy-handedness, right? And so while I get it, while I understand that, like everything, right, there are pros and cons to everything, right? For at least for most things. I look back on that and I wonder how much damage have we experienced behind that type of rearing, behind that type of We can even say acculturation, right? How many of us never found a way to break out of that, right? So you've been trained, you've been reared, you have been completely it's been indoctrinated in you that you don't go against the flow, you don't ask questions, you don't, authority is just that, right? And so authority can't do any wrong. And even if authority does do wrong, and if that wrong is even done on you, you don't have any rights. You don't have um any power to resist that, or to disagree with that, or to express your feelings that you don't like that, or you don't want to go there, whatever, right? And so I just wonder how many of us are just moving through life today, just once again, I framed it yesterday in terms of just being vanilla, right? You're not walking in your truth. You're not walking in your own unique individual truth. It's a matter of, for you, it's a matter of not rocking the boat, right? If speaking your truth, if speaking your acknowledgement means rocking the boat, you'll preserve that, and you'll pull back from that. And so you move through life somewhat in a way of being a fraud, right? Is that a fair assessment? I love to hear if those of you who wouldn't agree with that, but I'm just wondering, in terms of if there are things going on around you, statements going on around you, behaviors going on around you that you absolutely 110% disagree with, but no one ever knows it because you've never demonstrated in any capacity, whether verbally, whether physically, remove yourself from that, whether making any type of sounds or anything, right? You haven't said anything to differentiate yourself. So, which would mean that they really don't know you, right? Are you as authentic as you would like to be? Are you as authentic as you think you are? And so I'm posing this question because we're living in a world today where early in the week we had a conversation in terms of what is masculinity, right? When I talk to people and what they define and what they view as masculine, the people that they view as masculine are some, in my personal opinion, some of the weakest people that you could ever point to, right? I mean, these are people who, because anytime you're going through a method of always putting somebody else down, always attempting to annihilate someone else, not because they've done anything to you, but just simply because of their existence. You feel threatened because of their existence. That's weak, right? Anytime you want to, as a man, you're fearful of an educated, powerful, succinct, intelligent, woman who can clearly communicate how she feels, what she's thinking, and can do it in she's so layered where she can do it in so many different ways, right? Yes, however you greet her is where she can meet you, and you're intimidated by that. That's weak to me, right? And we got a lot of people in the world like that. So I'm just curious, family, in terms of what is your power? What is your power? What is your true power? And for those of you who know what that power is, please share that. And then how do you retain that power? How do you operate continuously within that power to to produce to the world and give the world all that is potentially requesting of you, right? You know, when we think about all of the great inventions that all of us, in some form or fashion, that we all take advantage of every single day, whether it's from our automobiles, whether it's from our TVs, whether it's from our phones, whether it's whatever it is, right? All of that was established from someone who had a fantastic, phenomenal idea and felt that they could provide the world with a better presentation than what currently existed. In some instances, in many instances, you know, they created things that was not even in existence, right? So they were the very first. Can you imagine the number of people who said to them they were crazy? Can you imagine the number of people who attempted to discredit their ideas, tell them that was silly what they were trying to do? Can you just imagine that? Right? I mean, because what the normal and natural thing for most people is to do what? If you don't understand it, then it's strange, it's dumb, it's crazy, it's all of those, you know, we put all those different adjectives on it, right? And so each of us is on here now, every single day, every single moment, when we are operating in less than what our true power is, we could be a detriment to society. Not from a direct way in terms of we're directly going out to hurt society. But if you got an idea, if you got some thoughts and some dreams that could make our civilization better, make it function better, make it operate better, make it more sustainable, and you're holding on to those ideas and dreams all because you don't want to rock the boat, I would encourage you sincerely, rethink that position. Identify your power, recognize your power, own your power, and then begin to work through that power. Look forward to hearing your comments, family. Hey, please give me a thumbs up if this channel is being anywhere near being something beneficial to you. Hit that subscription, hit that notification bell so you'll know anytime I upload. A lot of people say a lot of times when anytime we want to download, well, I'm uploading. I ain't doing nothing down, I'm uploading. Okay. But hey, family, until we talk again, enjoy the remainder of your day and be well. Have a fantastic day, fantastic week. I'm sure we'll be talking again before the weekend is out, but peace, be well.